Hey everybody, Mike Iaconelli here. I want to talk to you a little bit about post-spawn fishing.
本期视频特别推荐 Plano 3700胖子河。为感谢粉丝朋友们的长期支持，本期视频后胖子河开启优惠活动，如果有需要可进店购买。
Before they get out, you know, in the heat of the summer, about 75% of the fish in the lake are going to go out. They're going to go out into that main river ledge, that main edge, the deeper water. But finding them, connecting with them on their way back out it can be a hard thing to do in the post-spawn. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I really focus in on is what I call connection points. If you look back here, we've got basically a giant spawning bay, really flat in the back, and there's going to be a lot of fish that spawn back there. And out here behind us, just a little bit, you've got the main lake river basin, and that's where those fish are going to summer. So what I'm really doing is I'm trying to find those connection points, those stopping places as they move out. And the big word for me in the post-spawn is what I call secondary points, secondary points. And you know, if you look at this spot, this is an obvious secondary point because we see a physical point of land that comes out and touches this creek channel as it heads out into the main lake. Really obvious secondary point. But there are other unobvious secondary points. And when I'm saying a point, it can be not just a physical point, but it could be an underwater point, a submerged point. It could be in a grass lake like we're fishing today. It could be a grass point that sticks out. On a lot of lakes, it's actually a hard target. You know, if we looked at this bay and there was one giant laydown tree sticking out on the way out of that bay and there was nothing else except that one laydown, that becomes a secondary point. That becomes a stopping point on their way out. For sure, one of the key baits, especially around this kind of stuff, is a crankbait. And the thing I love about it is that you can cover a lot of water and you can fan cast these secondary points. And what I'm doing is not only trying to trigger a bite, but I'm actually feeling around. And I want you to look at this crankbait real quick if you can. And you're gonna see, I'm gonna wipe it off there, you're gonna see mud on the lip. And that's what you always want to do. You want to pick a lure that runs as deep or deeper than that point that you're fishing, that stopping point. And what you're doing when you throw that crankbait, you're actually feeling around. And 9 times out of 10 on these stopping places, before they go out in the post-spawn, there's a special spot down there. On a lot of lakes, it's shell. On some lakes, it could be a rock bar, a little hard spot. On other places, it's planet brush piles. But that always becomes the sweet area on these stopping points. So in the post-spawn, think about secondary points, think about these stopping areas, throw a crankbait and feel around. And once you feel something different down there, kick a buoy. 9 times out of 10, that's gonna be your magic spot in the post-spawn. You're gonna catch some big limits. There's a big one. There's a big one. No, it's not. It's a little one, but it is a fish. It's a spot. Wow, well, it's a big one for a spot. So, oh my gosh, that's what happens when you're not getting any bites. You go nuts.